Now let's turn our attention to Burkina Faso. This is a landlocked country in West Africa. It is ruled by a military junta and it has witnessed an attack. An armed group has hit a military base. 100 attackers stormed the base. They burned and looted it, leaving 50 soldiers dead. Who is behind this attack? Reportedly, JNIM. This is an Islamist group, an offshoot of Al-Qaeda, and in recent months, it has become the deadliest terror group in West Africa. So what does this recent attack mean for Burkina Faso, and why is the security situation spiraling in the wider region? Here's a report.
This is Burkina Faso, a junta-run, landlocked country in West Africa. It is home to about 23 million people, and over the past few years, it has seen an unprecedented rise in violence. Armed groups control most of the country, especially outside of the capital. And in recent months, there has been a surge in attacks by militant groups. This week, Burkina Faso was rattled by another one. An armed group of about 100 militants stormed a military base. Fighters looted and burned the base, and left about 50 soldiers dead. It is suspected that JNIM is behind these attacks. JNIM stands for Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam wal-Muslimin. This is an Islamist group. In 2017, several militant factions came together to form JNIM, and this group is linked to Al-Qaeda. In fact, it is the terror group's West African affiliate. Thanks to JNIM, the deteriorating security situation in Burkina Faso has led to political shifts and back-to-back coups. But the junta has struggled to contain the violence. And this is not an isolated case. In recent years, Islamist insurgency has grown in the wider Sahel region. So much so that the Sahel is called the epicenter of global terrorism. It accounts for over half of all terrorism-related deaths globally. The Sahel stretches from the west coast of Africa, eastwards across the continent. The Sahel is rich in natural resources, like uranium and gold. But it is impoverished. Insurgent groups have long vied for control in the region, and political instability has been rampant. As groups have hit military and civilian targets, they have killed thousands of people, and this has contributed to several military coups in the region. As insurgency soars, JNIM has become one of the deadliest, if not the most dangerous, group operating in the Sahel region. It is behind the sweeping attacks across several West African nations, especially Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. And their junta governments have struggled to contain the violence, much like the civilian ones that they replaced. These attacks are the latest sign of the collapsing security in the Sahel. That said, JNIM is hardly the only problem here. There are many different Islamist militant groups in the region. They have been fighting for control, for resources, and in recent months, for access to West Africa's coastline. The groups are fighting amongst themselves to access the coast, because this would mean greater capacity for arms trafficking and smuggling, thus ensuring more money and more power. And by the looks of it, the governments in the region have little control over whether or not that happens.